I'm Will Edgar,
I'm Anthony Ching.
and today we visited George Mason, and we got to go around all the classes and visit visit the campus and everything, and sit in some of the classes. It was very interesting today, and we got to demo some stuff for some other kids on the team. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, we went to 2 different classes. We went to a statistics class first, and then we went to a business and law class. It was very interesting.
What did you notice about classes compared to? So you go to a private school? Where do you go?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Where do you go?
I go to Modern Day Catholic
Where?
in California, San Diego.
And you go to?
I go to CBC in St. Louis, Missouri.
What does CBC stand for?
Christian Brothers College High School.
It's also a private school, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you think about the quality of the classes and the length and the teachers?
I thought they were very small classroom settings, and they're more engaged with the teachers instead of having a big classroom setting and not being able to learn anything.
What did you find interesting about them? The content, how they taught?
They had a lot of PowerPoints, and there was a lot of material they went over within a whole entire lesson, even though they were about 45 minutes to an hour.
That's pretty cool.
I noticed in the classes it's a lot of note taking and just really paying attention and making sure that you're following up with your notes and keeping up with your homework, because you have to keep on top of it on your own, and they're not really kind of tracking you on it. Like, you have to do it on your own. It's all up to you to make sure all your assignments are turned in on time with all your homework and your exams.
How's that differ from high school?
High school, the teachers are constantly on top of you, kind of babysitting you, and most of the time they'll allow you like a lot of time in class to work on it. At least at my school they do, which really helps out a lot. But in college, you're not going to get that free time, and as from what I've seen, you're not going to get that free time in class to just work on your homework. You're just really mostly just taking notes, listening to the teacher talk, or the professor, and just keeping focused on what they're saying.
Also, in high school, you also have your parents there, and they're on top of you, but in college, it's all you, and you have to focus on your own stuff. So if you don't get your stuff done, or you don't attend to all your classes, you have no one else to blame but yourself.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
So today we had a wrestling prep practice at George Mason, and I think was the entire George Mason wrestling team there? I believe so.
Yes.
That are here. And then I think at the end, was anybody listening when the head coach was talking to one of the wrestlers about academics?
Yes.
What did you notice?
I noticed that they're on top of it the whole entire time, saying you have to work on your grades, and this isn't good enough. Even though he was doing pretty decent, they still want him to strive for the best he can do to reach excellence.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was kind of surprised. We're at George's in Fairfax, which is food is very good, much better than Brian's.
Agreed.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
I noticed when the coach was talking to one of the other wrestlers, he said that average wasn't good enough. He wanted him to strive for above average, because he believes that he's smart enough to push himself for it. Instead of taking the C, which everybody else thinks is average, he wants to push for that higher B or the A instead of just settling for being mediocre.
Do you remember what the GPA was that he said, that coach said was the required to stay on the team? 3.2, 3.3?
Wanted above a 3.2.
I think it was like a 3.2 also.
Right.
And I think that might be above average for getting into graduate school too.
It is.
I'm not sure. It was pretty interesting. What other observations? I know you saw the campus today. What other observations did you have?
The student body, everyone has something to do, and they always got something going on, like a project, and people are going around doing lots of things, and it seems like everyone's having a great time there.
That's pretty cool.
It is a very beautiful campus. It's very open. A lot of people are walking everywhere. They all seem very happy to be there, instead of where a lot of people, like I know in the hallways of school at high school, people are just kind of like, oh, why am I here? It seems like a waste of time. They're enjoying being there, learning. It's just a newer experience.
It's an exciting time. College is an exciting time. So I think you all went with one of the wrestlers I know, and then you all met up with some others.
Yes.
Did it feel like there was camaraderie amongst the team, or almost like ready-made friends?
Right. The team was very nice, and they're very respectful, and they got to know us and they treated us as like they knew us forever, and we are our friends.
No, I thought it was pretty cool. Any last comments? You all been on a couple of more than one rodeo with me, going to visiting places. Anything you want to say?
I'd say this is by far one of my favorite trips to have been on with Carolyn. It's a great experience, and I think it's a beautiful place to visit. And overall, it's just very nice. Everybody here is very kind, and they just treat you as if you've been best friends with them since you were little.
Right, and this is your second trip here.
Yes, it is. This is my second time at George Mason, but this time I was able to go in the college classrooms and see what it's like around campus, and that was a lot better than last time where we just got to go to the wrestling room and look around.
Right. I remember last time the head coach was super nice to us.
Right, he was.
But I feel like, is there a different vibe about the team now than there was before? Do you remember, or were you too young? You were pretty young.
I was pretty young when I went, but looking at the team now, I feel like everyone wants to learn and everyone wants to get better as a group, and that it's a lot more friendlier.
I think so too. Well, thank y'all for coming. Anything last things you want to say?
Thank you for taking us here. Oh, Prep Gang.
Prep Gang or don't bang.